Hello, my friends. Today's message is about self-esteem. So, how do you esteem yourself? And in this video, I will share with you some great ideas about how to build a really strong, unconditional self-esteem. That's very important. That's a very important term. So, before we start, I am Rock, the wisdom therapist. I am a cognitive behavioral therapist / wisdom therapist, which means that I use every kind of wisdom to help people get ahead or improve their mental health. Because let's face it, without mental health, everything loses meaning. You can have a great body, a great career, but if you don't feel great inside yourself, you will not be happy, just as it is. And self-esteem plays a big part in that. So you can check down below. I have a link to my book, which is 550 pages. It's like $9.99. It's very good. And there is a lot of wisdom in there. I have collected that for 30 years. So, and you can book a session with me. I have a form that I have created. I'm testing this out if it works. So feel free to email me, to ask me anything, and I will respond to you as fast as possible. So, the title of this essay or talk today is I don't need anyone else's approval to be myself. It's great to hear that, but do we feel that inside ourselves? That's the most important question. So, imagine you're standing in front of a mirror, looking at yourself. You see your face, your eyes, your smile, and maybe even some things you wish were different. But no matter what, that's you. Now, let's imagine that mirror shows something even deeper. Your thoughts, your dreams, your ideas, and your personal deep inner feelings. In life, we all sometimes wonder, do other people like what they see? Do they agree with my choices? Do they agree with me, with the way I look, with the way I talk, with the way I view my world? Very important questions. But what if I told you that the most important approval doesn't come from other people at all? It actually comes from you, from within. You don't need anyone else's to tell you it's okay to be yourself, to think your own thoughts, or to make your own choices. You can be the one who decides who you are, what you believe, and what you want to do with your life. Because, let's face it, most people don't think for themselves. Most people think what we have been taught to think from every outside source. Society tells you that you're not okay until you get X, or they tell you that you have to be popular and you have to be liked and loved and blah blah blah. And so through this, we in the end lose ourselves. Now, why do we seek approval from others? From a young age, we are often taught to listen to others. Our parents, teachers, and friends tell us things to help guide us. Sometimes their advice is important. If someone says, look both ways before crossing the street, it's for a good reason. It keeps us safe. But when it comes to what we want to be, to think, or to dream, nobody else's approval is as important as our own. One reason we might seek approval from others is because it feels good when people agree with us. Think of it like this. When a friend laughs at your joke, it feels nice, doesn't it? Or if a teacher praises your work, it boosts your confidence. But what if nobody laughs? Or what if someone disagrees with you? Do you stop being yourself just because they don't approve of you? of your choices, of the way you think? Of course not. Your ideas, feelings, and dreams are still just as valuable. Now, let's look at approval as a habit. Seeking approval can become a habit, something we do without thinking. Sometimes we might change what we say or do because we're hoping others will like it, and that usually doesn't go well for us. Imagine wearing clothes you don't even like just because they are popular or because you think it will make people like you. It's almost like wearing a costume, hiding who you really are. Over time, always trying to win approval from others can feel exhausting. It's like being in a play where you're always acting, never showing the real you. Instead of spending energy trying to please everyone, what if you just focused on pleasing yourself? What if you choose to like and love yourself without having to deal or to ask of the approval of anyone in the world? Learning to trust ourselves. The most important step to being truly yourself is learning to trust your own thoughts and feelings. Think of it like building a friendship with yourself. Just like you get to know a friend over time, you get to know yourself by listening to your own thoughts. If you want to wear a certain outfit, try a new hobby, or share an idea, it's your choice. You don't need anyone else's to tell you it's okay. Trusting yourself doesn't mean you ignore everyone else. It just means you make decisions based on what feels right to you, even if other people have different opinions. Sometimes that can be hard. It might feel like you are standing alone, especially if others think differently. But being yourself means believing in your own thoughts and ideas, even when it feels challenging. Now, a story about trusting yourself. Let's imagine a boy named Leo. Leo loved to paint, but his friends liked sports and video games, and none of them seemed interested in painting. Leo wondered, should I stop painting so I can fit in? But deep down, he loved it too much. So he decided to keep painting, even if his friends didn't understand. One day, Leo's friends saw one of his paintings and were amazed. They realized painting was special to him, and that was okay. Leo felt proud, knowing he didn't need anyone else to tell him it was okay to love painting. He had trusted himself all along. And you know the best part? You can do that as well. You can start to trust yourself. Even if you don't, you can go in your mind and start telling yourself that you can trust yourself. It starts with you inside yourself. The freedom of not needing approval. Imagine you want to paint a picture, but you're worried about what people will think. You might hesitate, thinking, will people like it? What if they think it's silly? But if you don't need anyone else's approval, you can paint without fear. You can enjoy the process without worrying about others' opinions. That's the freedom of being yourself. And it can be expanded to everything that you want, to every part of your life, regarding your clothes, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you want to feel. What do you want to have? What are your goals? You don't need to please anyone but yourself. But when we don't need approval from others, we are free to explore, learn, and grow in ways that are true to us. We can try new things, make mistakes, and even change our minds. All these things are part of learning who we are. And when we are not focused on what others think, we can focus on what we really want to do. Trying new things. When you don't need approval, you're more willing to try new things. Maybe you have always wanted to write stories, try a science experiment, or learn to play the guitar. Sometimes we stop ourselves because we're afraid people will think we're not good enough. But if we don't worry, about others' opinions, we are free to try anything that interests us. And who knows, we might discover something we love. Making mistakes and learning from them. If we constantly worry about what others think, we might fear making mistakes. But making mistakes is a normal part of learning. Every time you try something new, you learn a bit more about yourself. You figure out what you like, what you don't like, and what you want to improve. When you're not looking for approval, you're free to make mistakes without fear. You understand that mistakes are just steps on the path to discovering who you are. Now, being yourself takes practice. At first, not needing approval can feel strange. It might feel like swimming without a floaty for the first time. A bit scary, but also exciting. But the more you practice, the easier it gets. You can start by trying little things. If you have a favorite book or movie that other people don't like, remind yourself that it's okay. If you have an idea in class but are afraid it's different, share it anyway. Each time you trust yourself, you become stronger. One way to practice is to remind yourself of what you value and what you believe in. Your values and your beliefs. Maybe you care about kindness, honesty, or creativity. Whatever your values are, hold on to them. Let them guide you. When you make choices based on what you truly believe, you're showing the world who you really are. And that's a beautiful feeling. Building confidence with small steps. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. You wouldn't expect to get to the top with one giant leap, right? You would take small steps, each one getting you closer. Being yourself works the same way. Start with small steps, like saying that you really think, choosing the activities you love, and not worrying if others don't agree. Each step builds your confidence, making you stronger and more sure of who you are. Why other people's approval isn't everything. If you always waited for other people's to approve of your choices, you'd miss out on a lot. Imagine if all the inventors, artists, or scientists waited for everyone to agree with them before they did anything. We wouldn't have so many of the amazing things we already have today. Those people trusted their own ideas, even when others thought they were unusual or wrong. Sometimes other people don't understand our dreams or ideas because they can't see the world the same way we do. And that's okay. It doesn't mean our dreams are wrong. It just means they're ours. If you want to try something that feels right to you, that's enough of a reason to try it. You don't need anyone else's permission. A world of unique ideas. Imagine a world where everyone thought the same, dressed the same, and did the same things. It would be pretty boring, right? The fact that we're all different is what makes the world interesting and beautiful. When you're true to yourself, you bring something special to the world that only you can bring. Growing stronger inside. When you don't need approval from others, you grow stronger inside. And you don't need to grow it, actually, you become it. You use all the before spent energy on yourself now. And it's like building a tree that has deep roots. No matter how much wind blows, the tree stands firm because it's rooted in the ground. When you make choices based on what feels true to you, you create those roots inside yourself. Even if people don't always agree with you, you stay strong because you trust yourself. Sometimes not needing approval also means letting go of the need to be perfect. It's okay to make mistakes or to not have all the answers. Being yourself means accepting all parts of you and of who you are, the strengths and weaknesses, and when you do that, you realize you don't need anyone else's approval to be happy. You just need yourself, spending time with yourself and actually what you think. Accepting others without needing to be the same. When we stop needing approval, we also become better at accepting others. If we understand that everyone has their own ideas and feelings, we can respect them even if they are different from ours. Just like you want the freedom to be yourself, others want the same. So, I be me and you be you. I will let you be you, but you let me be me. And this creates a world where everyone is free to be who they are without fear. Now, the last part. Making choices from the inside out. When you make choices based on what you truly believe, it's like creating your own path in life. Instead of following others, you listen to your heart, trust your thoughts, and act with courage. This doesn't mean you won't ever make mistakes. We all do. But it means those choices are yours, and you learn from them in a way that helps you grow. Imagine life as a big book, and you're the main character. The story is about you, and only you can write it. If you keep waiting for other people to approve of each page, you will miss out on the adventure. But if you write it with courage, you will create a story that is real, meaningful, and uniquely yours. And now, for the conclusion. Have you liked the video? I hope you liked it. And have you subscribed? I hope you did, because I am planning big things, big videos for the future. So, for the conclusion, living as yourself. Being yourself is one of the most freeing things you can do. It means you don't have to pretend to be someone else or wait for anyone else to give you permission to live your life. You can choose what's best for you, think your own thoughts, and dream your own dreams. Remember, you are the only person who knows your thoughts, your heart, and your dreams fully. Trust yourself and don't be afraid to follow your own path. Life becomes a lot more exciting and meaningful when you are true to who you are. No one else's approval is needed. So, your life will be exciting, meaningful, and also can be a little bit adventurous. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time, my friends.